Welcome back, everybody, to the newest installment of Parleh Madness, powered by Duke's freshly crafted smoked meats. We are back to cover the NCAA men's bracket. I'm your host, Luca Rosano, alongside my co-host, Noor, Zainab, and we know our first four. We're going to be talking about the teams that will have a shot to get into the actual NCAA tournament or the next round. As these teams are just happy to be here, but they're soon going to find out that it's a tough bracket, and sometimes it doesn't go your way. As we got some 16 matchups, followed by some other teams that people thought were going to be going to round one, and they didn't expect them to be here. A team that comes to mind is number 12 Indiana, but nonetheless, we are going to break down these matchups, and Nora and I will give you our picks against the spread. And we're first going to start with the first matchup that sees number 16 Texas Southern 3-point favorites against number 16 Texas A&M Corpus Christi. So Noor, who do you like in this matchup to move on to the next round?
Yeah, so these guys here are playing to face the number one Kansas in round 64. But between these two, I think it should be a low-scoring game tomorrow night, since they're both pretty much defensive-minded teams, and they don't really have a lot of offensive weapons that they can rely on. Like Texas Southern is ranked 107 in defense, while Corpus Christi comes in at 181. So they're not really something to write home about when it comes to their offense. But PJ Henry did win the tournament for tournament MVP for Southern in the conference tournament, and him along with Carl Nicholas, John Walker the third, and Bryson Etienne will give you capable scorers on that squad. And they are also one of the best teams in the nation in defense, affecting field goal percentage, which will allow them to keep Corpus Christi under bay here. Offensive production, I think, will be huge, and I think Texas Southern will win that battle. So I'm going to take them here on the line. How about you?
I like it. We're going to disagree out of the gate here. It's always tough to predict these 16 matchups because both these teams, they're well deserving of getting in, and it's unfortunate that one of these teams will have a short tournament. But I'm actually going to take the points here. I do think Texas A&M Corpus Christi will ultimately keep it very close, or even go on to win the game. The Islanders roll through the Southland Conference tournament, taking down the top two seeds in the semifinal and final to secure the automatic bid to the field of 68. And I look at players on this team like Isaac Mushila and Travion Tennyson to continue to be top performers for this team. And this is a team that they do have a lot of 3-point shooting. They can be physical with you, and they have what it takes to pull off some upsets. And this would be a tough number 16 seed. I know the number 16 seed has never beaten the one, but I think they would be a pretty decent opponent if they get through in this spot. And what strikes me the most about them is just looking at their against the spread record. They're 20-10 against the spread overall this season. So this is a team that has been covering the number. They have been keeping games close, and they haven't been a team that's been an easy route. So I'm actually going to go with Texas A&M Corpus Christi on this one.
Damn, Monday morning, and we are off to a disagreement already. Love it. Fair as well for the week, right? Now, another matchup for tomorrow night will be number 12 Indiana, who is favored here at -4, taking on number 12 Wyoming. Any thoughts here?
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. This is personally my favorite one of the first four.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana should be in. I'm surprised that they're actually playing in this first four matchup, and they have an opportunity to not be in it at all. I'm going to take them here. I like the -4. You look at Indiana; they made an impressive run in the Big Ten tournament, and this was a team that a lot of people did not feel deserved to be a bubble team. Especially when you look at a team like Michigan, my team, they got the 11 seed. So it's like, how did Michigan get the 11 seed? And here is it Indiana barely getting in. I think they're going to show up here, and I think their offense needs to perform better, though, that it's performed during the course of the regular season. But I look at Indiana's top player here to take over, and that's Trace Jackson Davis, who just about does everything. I mean, he's a fantastic low post scorer, rebounder, and defender. He's going to need some help from his teammates, though. It just can't be a one-man show to carry the load here. But I do think he's going to make a huge impact in this game. And if he could get a little bit of help, particularly with the shooting around him, I think this should be a spot where Indiana does take advantage of Wyoming and proves that they deserve to be in the 64. So I'm going to go with Indiana here, -4. They're 19-14 overall in terms of covering the spread. So, yeah, I'm going to go with them to get by here.
Nice. Yeah, I do agree with you. I think this matchup will be one of the most entertaining game matchups we will be seeing the next couple of days. But that's kind of where my agreement with you ends. I'm actually going to take Wyoming here. Indiana, you mentioned it. They do have Trace Jackson Davis, who puts the team on his back. He did build them to victory after a 17-point comeback over Michigan right before they beat Illinois on their way to the NCAA tournament. But the problem is that their defense is nothing to write home about. It's been weak all season, and they rank in the mid 200s at both catch and shoot threes and off the dribble threes. So they also struggle from the 3-point line on top of the defense issues that they have going on as well. They do have a seventh best 2-point defense, which should keep them in the game no matter what. But for Wyoming, Graham Ike has come into this his own this year. Him and Hunter Maldonado is a consistent playmaker and facilitator, and doing that allows for spacing and ball movement, which you already know I'm a big fan of because it gets you the best shot in the game, which I think will help Wyoming operate out of the post at the highest rate in the country right now. This should be a battle of the stars, like you mentioned, in Graham and Trace. But since they're both important for their respective teams, in their offensive success, the one team who I think will help Graham Ike, like like you mentioned it too with Trace, that he needs to have more help around him. And I think
Yeah.
with him being there as the only sole guy who is going to carry the offense, where on the other side you do have Graham's teammates helping him out. That's the only edge I can give to Wyoming here. And this is a matter of having to come out and win. This is not anymore. I don't know how much you can rely on one guy on a team when a group of guys can really elevate another team's offense. So as favorites as Indiana should be here, I'm kind of liking Wyoming in this position. So give me them to take.
And I'll say this, whoever comes out of this one, look for that number 12 seed to be dangerous. But I agree with you. In a matchup like this, you need other guys to step up. It can't just be a one-person show. So whichever supporting cast has the better game will ultimately win this one. Before we get into the next one, I do want to once again say that Parleh Madness is powered by Duke's freshly crafted smoked meats. Duke's products are freshly crafted with real ingredients. Nora and I enjoy all of their meets throughout the March Madness tournament. We're going to be getting our snack on as we're going to be watching these games that will be getting underway very, very soon. As March Madness, nothing hits different than that. I mean, this is going to be an incredible tournament, especially with fans back. So, once again, Parleh Madness is powered by Duke's freshly crafted smoked meats. Okay, let's get into the other number 16 versus number 16 matchup. And this time we got Wright State, the slight favorite at -1.5, taking on number 16 Bryant. Which 16 seed survives?
It's pretty much like a money line spread, right? One possession game here. Bryant has only lost one game since January 6th. And on the other side, Wright State got momentum at the perfect time to take the Horizon League tournament. Since this is pretty much a one possession game right now, this will come down to whose offense is more potent and effective. Where one team lacks something, the other team exceeds at it. So I think that will be the theme of the night for this one. Bryant gets most of their points in transition, and that's been Raiders' area of difficulty this entire season. The Bulldogs also attack the rim at 27th in finishing, while the Raiders are top 300 in defending it. Same thing on the other side. Raiders are fourth in efficiency when attacking the rim, and Bulldogs can't defend it well at all. And they also like to run post-ups where they finish in the top 20 for frequency and efficiency, which Bryant has not been able to defend whatsoever. With the game having enough offensive pieces on both ends, I think it'll come down to who can defend more here. And I'm going to take Bryant, actually. What about you?
Yeah, first time we're agreeing on this show. I like Brian too. So just to put into context how they've completely turned their season around, and it's remarkable that they're even in this spot, is on December 3rd, they lost by 67 to Houston. Now the Houston Cougars are obviously in the tournament. They're a great team. They're going to be one of those teams that you could put some stock into of potentially making a deep run. But losing to a team by that many points, you would not expect to be playing in this spot just a few
Mhm.
months later. But it is hard to believe that the Bulldogs, after going 18-2 and winning 16 of their last 17 games, have a chance to get into the 64. And this has just been a fun Brian team to watch lately. High scoring, fast paced squad. They like to shoot the three, and that's a recipe for success with these underdog college teams. Live and die by the three. You'll be seeing that theme a lot in this tournament. So I really like what they bring in that regard to this matchup, and they're led by charismatic senior guard, Peter Kiss. And he's actually the nation's leading scorer at 25.1 points per game. And he surpassed 30 points in 7 of his last 10 outings. So this could be a Peter Kiss game where he just takes over. And the Bulldogs, they've been playing on Division One level since 2008, and they're making their first ever NCAA tournament appearance. And they're 37-15 over the past 2 seasons under fourth-year head coach Jared Grasso. So I really like what he's done with this program. I think Brian gets it done. I think this has been a great season for them, and it's going to continue here with a little bit of magic.
Look at that. We agreed on that one. Now, finally, the last game of the Final Four will be the number 11s, Notre Dame taking on the Rutgers, who are favorites here at -2. Any thoughts, Luca?
I'm going with Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish. I love this team. I mean, I can never bet against them. They got that
Mhm.
spirit of the Irish, and this is a team that never backs down. And it looked like a lost season for them. I mean, they started 4-5, and they did have a win over Kentucky, but a lot of people did not expect to see Notre Dame in this spot. But then, you look at how they did during the season. They rattled off 6 straight wins, and they have been playing a lot of consistent basketball lately. And a strong finish in the ACC help them have this bid here. And I think they'll be a team that if they can get by Rutgers, I think whichever team wins here, because you look at Rutgers, they're also a team that's making their first appearance in quite some time. This is going to prove to be a tough 11 seed to meet in the next round. And looking at that matchup, I mean, the 11 seed maybe could pull off the upset, whoever gets out of this one. But I will go with Notre Dame. I think this is a team that has what it takes. Their offense has been really good lately. And against the spread, their record has been pretty good. They're 17-15 against the spread. So I think that's going to bode well here for them. And again, if they can get in, the winner of this will take on Alabama. I
Yeah.
might just say it on the show. I think that 11 seed could beat Alabama. So this is an important matchup. Whoever wins this matchup could have a little bit of a run thereafter.
Well, you heard it here first. Luca dropped the hot take, and can't be a show without a hot take by Luca. But I agree with you. I think for this one, the Scarlet Knights will have a big advantage when rebounding, but that's kind of just where it ends. Head coach Mike Bray for Notre Dame can work around that with their offense anyway, so it's not really going to be a big deal. They are 20th in efficiency when it comes to catch and shoot, and the Rutgers have absolutely no defense to work with. They're pretty much dead last in that category, so this doesn't look good for them at all. Notre Dame will have the offensive advantage in post-ups, half court, whatever they can think of with that Scarlet Knights defense. And they can try to create some pick and roll opportunities, even some jumpers, but they do rank lower in efficiency in those categories and offense in general. It is a 1-possession spread. You mentioned it. Notre Dame is just a better team here. And I think that they should have no problem covering this one tonight. So I'm going to take Notre Dame on that one on Wednesday as well.
Yeah, it's going to be 4 great matchups, I think, here in the first 4. I think this first 4 is going to be indicative of what's in store of this March Madness 2022 tournament bracket. It's going to be a crazy tournament. Expect a lot of upsets. So, again, I will say it. Look at some of these winners. I'm not saying maybe the 16 seeds because no 16's ever beaten a 1, but I'm talking about the other 2 matchups. Number 12 Indiana taking on number 12 Wyoming, and then this matchup, number 11 Notre Dame taking on number 11 Rutgers. These could be 2 teams that if they get in with some momentum, watch out. So we will see what happens, but that is going to conclude Parleh Madness powered by Duke's Freshly Crafted Smoked Meats, where Noor, Zainab, and myself, Luca Rosano, just gave you our picks against the spread for the first 4. We're going to be making picks all tournament long. I'm talking all the way until the final 4. So you definitely want to keep it locked and loaded here on the Parleh. You can follow us across all social media platforms. Let us know who you like in these games. Let us know who you like winning this entire tournament. I still got to get some research done on my tournament bracket. It's coming together, but I'm still not satisfied. But we'll see what happens with this crazy March Madness to come. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we'll catch you all again in the next one.